Okay, why am I standing in front of Oracle Park to film something that's not actually about Oracle Park, though I feel like Orlando Cepeda still somehow makes a pretty good backdrop for the beginning of this film. But anyway, I'm actually going to do a walking tour of Embarcadero, which starts at the northern side of the stadium, which is right over there across that little street, and it goes all the way to Pier 39, so yeah, let's go. Okay, so when you're walking north on the Embarcadero from the ballpark, the first interesting thing you see is this little park here. I'm not exactly sure what the name of the park is. I often see people just either picnicking or playing with their dogs out here. All right, let's move along. Of course, before leaving that park, I had to show some shots of the boats over there, because what is the Embarcadero without some waterfront shots of boats? Also, one of the things that's very characteristic of this street is the Muni that regularly travels up and down here. So if you're not like me, who, I mean, I like to walk a lot, but if you don't want to be on your feet all day, then there is the Muni. I find it a bit strange that Pier 38 is right here, very close to the ballpark, but Pier 39 is way up there on the other side of town. Anyway, yeah, so once you pass Pier 38, right around the corner, you get one of those closed-off walkways that I've always been tempted to trespass to, but maybe one day I'll do that at nighttime. But I'm not going to do that in broad daylight. I imagine it's not the safest thing to do, though. But right next to it, there's this little corner, this little nook where you get your first pretty cool views of the bay. And it's days like this where you live for San Francisco, because it's mostly sunny. I mean, there's a few wispy clouds. There's the Oakland skyline right there. This is the first time I've seen this grassy area over here. I mean, it looks like another place that people could, you know, play with their dogs and whatever. I'm not really sure what the purpose of the place is, but I mean, you can never have too many green areas in a city. I see something else that's very characteristic of this street, and that is the birds, the seagull slash, I don't know what other kind of birds are out here, but I see one over there perched on that little ledge over there, and I'm gonna go try to get it before it flies away. I hope it doesn't get scared away by my shadow that's approaching it. So after Pier 38 and that little park that you walk past, there's not too many interesting things between there and the Bay Bridge, but one thing that I've seen pop up a lot along the street are these little seal sculptures. I don't know what they are or why they're speckled throughout the street. Looks like the sign fell off of this one. Oh, okay, that explains why there's so many of these things. Guess that's supposed to go here? Now I know why it's on the ground. Yeah, there's like a piece of tape on the back of it. So it looks like we're approaching some old school cars, which I know absolutely nothing about, but I'm still going to take photos and video of it because they look interesting. Red's Java House. I assume that's a coffee place. I don't drink coffee. Yes, I know. I'm probably the only person in San Francisco who doesn't drink coffee. And the high dive. I have no idea what the high dive is, but that bird seems to like it. Okay, so that's where IDO hides out here in San Francisco. They hide out in Pier 28, kind of right beneath the Bay Bridge here. So he's walking underneath the Bay Bridge, you pass Pier 26, and that's when you start to get some of the first views of the Ferry Building and some new views of the San Francisco skyline, which are pretty cool. That's what it looks like inside Pier 26, in case you're wondering. Can you see up my nose? See, as you get to the end of Pier 26, you get some more pretty good views of the water, and you get the first view of the other side of the Bay Bridge. See, there's the San Francisco side of the bridge, and then there's the Oakland side over there. You can even see UC Berkeley. You can see the tower. See the tower? Okay, after you encounter that pretty good view, you see this SFFD building right here, which sometimes I do see an actual fire truck parked outside of it. Maybe we could see one that's parked inside of it. Okay, so once you pass the Hillsboro's coffee place and the SFFD building, you get this really long waterfront that's, I mean, it has unlimited views of the eastern shore of the city into the bay. Okay, so this particular spot, you get your money's worth. You get a view of the skyline, you get a view of the Ferry Building, that bow and arrow sculpture, and a view of the bay. This bow and arrow sculpture is a popular place to take selfies for Instagram, but I don't see too many people around here lately. I don't know if it's because it's fenced off or whatever. Right across from that bow and arrow sculpture, there are these little pillars that stick up out of the water, and I noticed that they look a lot taller today, so I'm guessing the water level is lower. So I mean, I guess these pillars could show you the level of the tide or the water. So this is what they look like today, and this is what they looked like when I came here the other day. Okay, so now we're approaching the newly built, or at least newly renovated Pier 14. This area, I believe, was closed off for a while, but now you could walk down there. I've never been down there before. Looks like there's something going on down there. I don't know if there's a wedding or if it's people waiting for a ferry, but I'm gonna go down there just to see what's up. Oh, I guess there is a wedding. Looks like there's a bride up here ahead. I imagine it's a bit of a tricky place to do a photo shoot when people are constantly walking through. Okay, I'm not going to walk all the way to the end because it looks like it's a little bit crowded at the end, but I'm going to show you a 360 view from this walkway. Okay, so for you out-of-towners, if you were to catch a ferry, you'll catch it at one of these places. It'll come right in here. There is the Ferry Building, the tower for it. There's the Trans-America Pyramid, and there's Coit Tower way over there. I don't know what's in that brick building, so we'll move on. Okay, so it's an insurance agency. That's exciting, right? Okay, after you pass that brick building, which apparently is an insurance agency, you get to this lot that always seems to be under construction. So it'll be interesting to see what actually gets built here if they ever get done with it. I'm guessing they're building a new gate for the Ferry Building, but that is what you're greeted with right before you come to the Ferry Building from the south. I'll take a lap around the Ferry Building, but I'm not going to do a tour of inside the Ferry Building because that will take too much time, and I feel like the Ferry Building is deserving of its own video itself. You know what, I'm not going to take a lap around the Ferry Building either. If you want to see what the other side of the Ferry Building looks like, I'm going to put up some drone shots. I'm also going to put up some shots that I already took of the Ferry Building previously. As you're walking past the Ferry Building from the south, you'll see Market Street to the left, and Market Street will pretty much take you through town. It's like one of the main arteries of San Francisco. Looks like one of the ferries just pulled in. Just to give you an idea of what the pedestrian crowds look like on weekends here on this street. Okay, trust me when I say these daytime skyline views don't do that spot justice. I'll have to show you some nighttime shots of what it looks like from that spot. In case you're wondering, I took that skyline shot right in front of Pier 1, which is also the Port of San Francisco building, which I forgot to show you as I was walking here, so here's a shot of that. And now I'm approaching Lamar. I don't know if that's a restaurant or what. It says Pier 1.5. I need to get out more and get into some of these restaurants or whatever they are, bars. I guess that's what people with social life, or with people with social lives do. Okay, I guess Pier 3 is the parking pier. I guess Pier 5 is the mystery pier, but it makes for a good selfie reflection. Like every other restaurant Okay, like every other restaurant slash bar on the street, I guess this is a place for the people who have like friends and lovers and stuff, but I always pass by this place. This place looks pretty cool. If I ever go on a date again, then maybe I'll consider it if I could afford it. But anyway, the next pier, the one after Pier 5, is Pier 7, which is one of the more popular ones because it's got the long walkway that people like to walk down and take pictures of. Okay, I'll take a walk down there, but I'll also show you some shots of what it looks like at nighttime because I came down here the other night at nighttime, and it looks amazing at nighttime here. That loner with the camera. Okay, just like with Pier 14, I'm not going to walk all the way down. I'm just going to walk halfway down and give you some key views. Oh, look at that ferry taking off. Alright, there's Transamerica Pyramid, there's Broadway, and there's Coit Tower. Alright, let's get back on the Embarcadero and keep walking. The Waterfront Restaurant and Cafe is probably another restaurant I'll never ever go to because I'm just not the type of person that goes out to restaurants. Between Pier 9 and Exploratorium, you get another pretty good view of UC Berkeley from across the water. Okay, so that was Pier 15 and Pier 17, better known as Exploratorium. Hole.
Yeah, you stop.
Okay, so I'm guessing Pier 19 is the prison pier? I guess Pier 23 is the empty pier? Or the pier of that restaurant that's coming up. Alright, Pier 27, the cruise terminal. Every once in a while you'll see a giant cruise ship parked right over there. Oh, and that Fog City restaurant right across the street from the cruise terminal is pretty popular too. I guess this is as close as you can get to Coit Tower while on in the Embarcadero. The corner of Embarcadero, Sansome, and Chestnut, which also has one of the best views of the city, which I'm about to show you. Yeah, the corner of Sansome, Chestnut, and Embarcadero has some of my favorite views of the city. You could also call it Pier 29 if you're wondering exactly where I took those clips. Okay, Pier 31, the half-gated pier. Okay, so right after Pier 31 is Alcatraz Landing, which I assume is where people go on to the ferry to go to Alcatraz, which you'd think that having lived here for over 4 years that I would have been to Alcatraz by now, but I am Raymond Stone and I don't get out much, so whatever. Pier 33, the street art pier. Okay, so as you can see by the flags, we're approaching Pier 39, which means that we're approaching the end of the Embarcadero District. This little park right here as you approach Pier 39 is a pretty nice conclusion to the Embarcadero District. Anyway, so we're at the end of the Embarcadero, which means that we're also at the end of the vlog. So I'm just going to conclude with some shots that I took from Pier 39 last night because Pier 39 is where the Embarcadero ends. And so I feel like it's only fitting that I show some shots that I took from Pier 39 yesterday.